Hello, Mother. This is Half Mental, the show that's 90% baseball and the other half mental. I'm Albert Pujols.
And I'm Alex Verdugo, Will Smith, and Matt Beatty. A lot to talk about.
Poof. I mean,
Poof.
we could do, yeah, a lot of stuff, man. The Pujols thing, I
was
really
awesome.
think, yeah, I really don't think I just think this because I'm so Cardinal-centric. This was a big deal.
Yeah, so let's start at the beginning.
So in 2001, the Cardinals drafted Albert Pujols in the 13th round. He was the 401st player.
Strap in, guys. This is our first 4-hour episode.
He was out of Kansas City Community College.
And like what round? It was like
it was the 13th round.
Yeah, it was a late round pick.
400 something pick.
That's cool.
It was like 401st pick. No, but for the first time since he left the Cardinals, Albert Pujols played in Busch Stadium. The Cardinals have played the Angels twice in LA or Anaheim since then.
I believe it's Los Angeles of Anaheim.
Yeah, I know. I had to describe that to my children this weekend.
Yeah, that's confusing.
And it was really cool. It was great. I mean, I think it ended up being like, it was good. It would have been totally different if it happened like the year or two right after he left. And I'm glad that nothing, there was no negative response.
Yeah, it was quite the opposite. So his first at bat.
He got a 2-minute standing ovation.
2-minute standing ovation. Yachty steps well in front of home plate and just kind of lets it happen.
Yeah. So he and Yachty are like legit best friends.
Yeah.
I mean, they played together for 11 years. And then, and they hugged at home plate.
That was so cool.
Pujols
you were right.
Just swung at the first pitch. I think he just wanted to get the at-bat over, to be honest. He also could have just been excited to see a Michael Wacha fastball.
Right, a lot of people have been this year.
It's been worked out really well for everyone else. Michael Wacha was actually drafted with the compensation pick we got from the Angels.
Oh, interesting.
Which is kind of cool.
Yeah, full circle.
And that's worked out pretty well. Wacha's not good this year, but
yeah.
I mean, he's been a good player in general. And then he had a home run in Busch Stadium.
On Saturday.
His 200 and something home run hit in Busch Stadium. I forget. It was like 211 or something like that. Which is cool.
It's crazy, yeah. I saw a lot of people saying like Pujols homers and Cardinals win.
Yeah.
Misreading this headline or whatever. That was cool.
Yeah.
The whole thing was awesome. One of those like only in baseball type of things, I feel like.
Yeah.
Maybe I'm wrong, but I feel like that's a baseball thing.
Yeah, I think you're probably right. He made a big deal about like Mike Trout getting to play in St. Louis, which was kind of cool.
Didn't Mike Trout get a standing ovation too?
Yeah, I mean the Cardinal fans love standing ovations, and like they do, and like they love curtain calls, and so yeah, they gave Mike Trout a standing ovation. They gave Shohei Ohtani a standing ovation. That's awesome. They're just like excited to see these guys. Yeah, I mean we've never seen Mike Trout play before in person. Yeah, it's super cool.
Yeah.
It's a great weekend.
Yeah.
All three Molina brothers were in the house.
Oh, really?
Yachty obviously plays for us. And I'm pretty sure it's Benji is like our Spanish radio broadcaster. And then Jose is coach for the Angels.
Nice.
So that's kind of neat too.
Yeah. How much more does Yachty have in the tank?
I mean, he's got 2 more years on his contract.
Okay.
And he's still catching the most games. I mean,
he's
fine.
He seemingly has quite a few left.
Yeah. I mean, he'll play out his contract. Something's got to catch up with him eventually. But.
Yeah. So I'm trying to think about the week, and we did have in last week's episode, which was so frustrating. I had that thing uploaded to YouTube, but not like made public for days, and it finally happened today. So it's like kind of an outdated episode, but it's there for our diehards.
Yeah.
But we talked about Manny's ejection in our last episode.
Yeah, and
briefly.
Then the next day, the Umpires Association, which I've followed them on Twitter since I've been on Twitter for the last couple of years. And I mean, they've always been like sort of a petty organization. And like they've got the blue check mark. It's them.
Right.
But they released on Facebook and Twitter this like really unprofessional tirade.
Do you remember how many hashtags were involved?
It was like 40 hashtags.
Yeah, I think it was like in the 20s or something.
It was like an SNL skit about how an old person would respond to this. Or, like,
right,
it was so weird.
So funny.
Hashtag repeat offender. Hashtag, like, I mean, it was nuts.
Yeah, that's crazy. That's hilarious. Hashtag no idea how the internet works.
Yeah, and they were like likening it to like workplace violence and all this stuff. That's not a good look. It's so bad. And I mean, the MLB came out and said that it was inappropriate for an umpires union to discuss discipline issues within the game.
Yeah.
Just as they wouldn't expect the players union to discuss umpiring in a public situation.
Yeah.
It was bad.
Man, there's been some weird umpiring stuff lately. Maybe it's just like more at the forefront than it's ever been. And those guys are in a tough spot. Like, they are. But Justin Turner, I know I can't help but bring it all back. But I watch every Dodgers game, so it's just like... But Turner got kicked out of the game. I guess it was Saturday night. Might have been Friday night. Which we got to talk more about that game too. But Turner gets kicked out of a game for saying, keep it over the plate. He had a pitch like that was outside that he didn't like. He ended up grounding out, went back to the dugout. Then Max Muncy gets a pitch that's clearly off the... I mean, unfortunately for the umpires, there's the strike zone now, the K zone or whatever. Yeah. So this pitch is way off the plate, and you can hear it on like the in-game mic or whatever. Like you just hear, keep it over the plate. And the umpire turns to the dugout
and just throws him
to tell the guys to shut up. And Justin Turner waves at him. And he gets thrown out of the game. And Dave Roberts was pissed. It was a 2-1 game. One of our best hitters. Dave Roberts pissed, and Justin Turner's still in there yelling, like, are you seriously that soft? Like, I can't wave at you. That's going to get me thrown out of this game. And then, he was upset. He took his time leaving, and
they kicked somebody out for throwing, like, who was it? Somebody, like, threw their batting gloves. They were, like, leaning up against the railing, and there was a bad call, and they, like, threw their batting gloves in disgust. Like, onto the field, but not, like, they didn't cause a disturbance, and they threw them out. I forget who that was now. That was just this last week.
It seems like, I don't know. It seems like there's not a whole lot of tolerance right now, for whatever reason, and I don't know what that is.
I think it's to a point where, like, umpires should want robot strike calling.
Right.
Because it's too easy to nitpick now. Like, these guys in between at bats go back and watch the video of their previous at bat.
Yeah.
And so they know. Like, they know next time they go to bat if the umpire blew their previous call or not.
Yeah.
Like, they see it, and so they think, I mean, they know the strike zone too. So they think that,
Yeah.
They think that they know it, but then they can go back and actually watch the video and be like, no, I was right. That was 6 inches off the plate.
Yeah.
And then they go back out and it happens again.
I think it was Pitching Ninja that posted a video from this week of a guy that was throwing like 101 or something. Throws a low under the strike zone pitch, but both the pitcher and the catcher react as if it was a strike. Oh, no. Yeah, so everyone reacted.
The hitter did,
you
too.
See this?
The hitter just walked away.
Everyone reacted.
Was just like...
And so the ump hadn't made a call yet, but everyone is reacting like it was strike 3, and so finally he's just like punches him out. Yeah. It's hilarious. Before I forget, we'll move on from that. It's weird. Yeah, whatever. The umpire, that like tweet was super dumb. Yeah. I don't know what these fast, like, hook, throwing people out is all about. But that seems like it has to be like an initiative, on their part. Anyway, we mentioned earlier the Los Angeles Angels of Anaheim. Mm-hmm. Did you see the stuff about potentially the Toronto Rays of Tampa or something? Was it Montreal? Oh, yeah, it's Montreal. Duh. There's already a Toronto team.
Yeah.
Is that a thing? Is that really?
No,
is that real?
It's real. Okay. I mean, it's going to be their way of trying to like extract money from Tampa, I think, for a stadium. Because it wouldn't work. Like, actually, when I saw it, my first thought was like, well, okay, I can buy that.
Kind of cool.
Like, I don't know. But then when you like really start to think about it, you build 2 stadiums or have 2 stadiums that only get half of the dates.
Right.
And like, think about like the families of the players. Like the players travel all the time. But like
yeah.
the families have to have some semblance of normalcy. Like
Right.
free agents, I think, would really legitimately avoid it.
Yeah. That's a good point.
I think it's just like, I think it was an idea someone had
Yeah.
that like got out. And whether it's because they thought that they would make like the Tampa City Council pay up or something, like I don't know what, approve $1 billion stadium. I don't know what they thought.
Yeah.
But it's just obviously a bad idea. I bet nobody really thought it was that serious.
Yeah. The Dodgers weekend. I've got to get this out of my system. Okay, so Friday, Walker Buehler pitches. He's returned to like where he left off in 2018. He kind of had a rough start.
Yeah, he did. 16 Ks.
But 16 strikeouts, no walks. Complete game. He got the win. He's got this Clayton Kershaw feeling to him lately where it's like you expect this guy to go out and strike out 10 plus, not give up a walk, maybe, flirt with perfection or a no-hitter on every start. It's crazy.
Yeah.
His last, I think it's his last 3 starts now. He's been maybe not this last one, even though it was the best of all 3. But he had back-to-back starts where he was perfect through 6.
Yeah.
He's really good.
He's real good.
And he's got this attitude that is kind of great.
Yeah.
I think you have to he's got kind of the Scherzer thing going on.
Yeah.
A little bit scrawnier.
Yeah, a little bit scrawnier.
He says the F word accidentally in every interview he gives, which is really funny. But that night, Matt Beattie, who we had just called up from Oklahoma City.
Yeah, my first reaction to this was when a team starts just having guys who I don't know hit walk-off home runs, it's like, all right, this is ridiculous.
And Beattie was doing it all weekend.
Yeah. That's what the Cardinals used to have is they'd call up some dude from Memphis and he would just be great for a couple weeks.
It's crazy. So Beattie hits one, rookie, hits one Friday night. Saturday night, another close game, another good game. Beattie ties it up in the 8th with a 2-out single.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, ties the game in the 8th with a 2-out single. Then Alex Verdugo hit his 2nd home run of the game, this one being a walk-off. He's kind of like our hype man, he's silly and stuff, so he was loving it. It was kind of awesome. And then today, Fresh Prince of Bel-Air walked it off with a 3-run home run.
Did he walk? Golly.
So we had 3 different rookies hit walk-off home runs this weekend. All 3 of them, rookies.
That's pretty crazy.
With walk-off home runs. Awesome weekend to be a Dodgers fan.
Wow. Good for you.
Will Smith now has 2 home runs as a Major League Baseball player, and they're both walk-offs.
Nice.
That's pretty cool.
That's good. Good weekend, LA.
Yeah. I love LA.
We talked a little bit in our last episode about Jordan Alvarez.
Yes.
Of the Houston Astros.
Yes.
He has continued. He hit 7 home runs in his first 11 games.
Dang. And aren't they last I checked, they were on a 7-game losing streak?
Yeah, so Houston, they won today. They beat the Yankees today. They had a really rough week. I just checked, they're only on pace for 100 wins now.
Whoa.
Which is hilarious.
Yeah.
I think they've lost 7 games in the last 10 days or whatever,
Yeah.
So they've had a legitimately terrible week. And they're still on pace for 100 wins.
That's crazy. I should have included this in the Dodgers portion, but I'm starting to feel
we'll go back and talk about the Dodgers.
I'm starting to feel like the Dodgers might be the best regular season team. We're putting together these incredible regular seasons lately.
Yeah.
We're a game away from being 30 games over 500, which is crazy.
Yeah, you guys are,
But the rest of the story.
In the postseason. We have to talk about the Max Scherzer game.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Max Scherzer taking batting practice, I think Monday. I think he was doing it Monday.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Was trying to bunt, and the ball bounced off his bat and broke his nose. And he was scheduled to start Tuesday. And he did, with a black eye and a swollen nose. And he struck out 14, I think.
Yeah, the guy is crazy.
He's nuts. Like, it was legitimately like I think people will talk about that game like forever. It was just one of those like, and actually when it happened, it was like, well, he's still gonna pitch. Like, you can't imagine him not pitching.
Yeah. I feel like
I want him to have like medical tape like wrapped around his head or something and just look like totally crazy.
I feel like there's a good chance in the past hitters have been like, man, what would make Max Scherzer scarier? That dude is just an animal. You know, like there's nothing. That dude is as scary as it gets. And then it's like, no, how about you snap his nose, give him a couple black eyes, and then have him pace the mound and foam at the mouth. Yeah, that was awesome.
Really good stuff.
He's sort of undeniably awesome at this point.
Yeah. Aaron Judge led off for the New York Yankees this weekend.
Yeah, that's right. He's back.
Their lineup is insane.
I know. I feel like they're just going to hit like 2 million home runs this year.
Yeah.
I feel like they're going to be in the World Series.
I think they probably will be.
Yeah. And I also don't know that they're like done adding to their team this year.
No, we talked about that last week.
Yeah.
I mean, they'll still go get a pitcher, I think. I don't know who.
Probably Madison Bumgarner.
Yeah, probably.
I saw a pretty awesome compilation of, because Bumgarner made what could be his last start at Dodger Stadium, what is likely his last start at Dodger Stadium, as a Giant at least. And someone put a compilation together of My Heart Will Go On with just Dodgers hitting home runs off of Madison Bumgarner, and this is really great.
That's good.
Yeah, Yankees are good, man.
Oh, man.
Breaking news.
Yankees
are good, man.
I gotta be a White Sox fan, man.
I know.
They're great.
They're a fun team.
Man.
Tim Anderson is the coolest.
Yeah, and he's like the old man on the team.
Yeah. But yeah, I'm all about the White Sox. I'm gonna, one of these days, someone's gonna tune into this show and notice that I'm wearing a Tim Anderson t-shirt jersey.
Yeah.
I'm not ready to go full jersey yet, but that's not his fault. That's on me. All right, plays of the week?
Yeah.
My play of the week happened today, which I sometimes feel like bad about.
I think I have two that happened today.
Yeah, because it's like, oh, well, clearly that's your play of the week. You just saw it or whatever. But I've never seen this before.
Okay.
Which is also tempting to give your play of the week to something you've never seen before.
Yeah.
So watch a lot of baseball. Fernando Tatis Jr.
Oh, this was one of mine. Go ahead.
Was standing on third base.
Yeah.
When someone basically hits a fly ball to the infield. I mean, it was slightly in the outfield.
They were like a step into the grass.
Yeah. It was just
their feet were fully on the grass, but not much more.
Just past the second base bag. And Tatis Jr. tags up and runs home and scores.
Yeah. With a great slide.
Yeah, the slide was off. I mean, it was a super close play.
Yeah, he caught him off guard. Like, the second baseman wasn't, like, firing home.
Right.
Because he wouldn't have thought, it took somebody being like, yo!
Yeah. But I just can't, still can't believe it.
So we've talked about this before.
Even with, like a glove tap or, a stutter step, I thought he would be out by 10 feet.
Like, one of the things about being an amazing athlete, I think, is, like, thinking that things are possible when they really shouldn't be, right?
Yeah.
Like, Tatis was like, yeah, I'm fast enough to do this.
Yeah.
And he is.
Yeah.
And actually, Tatis had another play earlier in the week, a defensive play, that I was actually tempted to use. Because he's one of these guys, like, he's just such an athlete. Like, actually, when I saw him run home, one of my first thoughts was to Kyler Murray, the Heisman Trophy winner who chose football over baseball. Like, getting athletes in the game like that are just crazy. And Kyler Murray might not have turned into a Major League Baseball player. Right. I don't really want to have that debate. But, like, having guys like that, like, he could play any sport. You cannot convince me otherwise.
Yeah.
He's just this crazy athlete. It's amazing. It's so cool to see guys like that play baseball.
Agreed.
That's a great play of the week, Holt.
Thank you, Dan. What's
And
your play?
now I only have one, which is good anyway.
Perfect. That's the way it's supposed to
Holt
work.
hates it when I have 2 plays of the week. Mine happened like on my drive here, I think, actually.
Really?
Kolten Wong had a double play that I don't think I've ever seen exactly happen. It was like a ground ball that he got to like almost directly behind second base. There was a runner on first. It was a potential double play ball, but it was kind of a weird spot, you know?
Yeah.
And I'm pretty sure the ball hit the palm of his hand in his glove. He like backhanded it like a tennis shot to
Crazy.
the shortstop. Like it wasn't like a scoop and throw, because you see that a lot.
Right.
Like you see plenty of guys do weird stuff, but he never had possession of this ball.
God, that's awesome.
It was wild.
Yeah.
And it's time for Wong to win a Gold Glove.
Yeah.
Like he probably should have won it last year, and he's really good.
Yeah, I mean, if he doesn't get a Gold Glove this year, I'm probably just going to be like, what is wrong with you guys?
Cheers, guys.
See you next week.